I'm sure some of the guys here, it'll be the first time they've heard it. Deontay Wilder will be at ringside on Saturday night.
He will be at ringside on Saturday night. He's working for BT.
BT, incidentally, for Tyson's comeback, had an audience of 814,000, which it peaked at, which for satellite television is an enormous audience. It's the biggest that they've had since they've come back into boxing.
No, it's the biggest of any satellite broadcast that's had, that includes Sky.
And
much bigger.
I would imagine that the million mark is a very real possibility this time.
Well, me and Francesco have a great dance time. I'm sure we can break the million views. Who knows?
Tyson, kick it off for us. What are you hoping to produce on Saturday night? What are these people here? What are they likely to be seeing from you?
Well, first of all, thank you to everyone who's turned up. What you're likely to see from me is a heavyweight Sugar Ray Leonard on Saturday. Anything less is a failure. So there you are, you've had it. Judge me on that comment. Heavyweight Sugar Ray Leonard. Anything less, no good.
Ben, you've been working with him. Ben Davison here who's Tyson's trainer. Ben, you've been working with him in the run-up to this. How's he looking? How's his fitness? And how sharp has he been?
Everything's good. It's good that he's getting straight out again, which is what we was after. And it's been a good progression from the last one. And everything's perfect now, just ready for Saturday. And you can't do anything more from now.
How fit is Tyson now? Are you expecting him to go in significantly lighter than last time?
Yeah, he's lost another good lot of weight, but there's only a certain level of fitness you can get to, you know, and Tyson runs on two very, very good engines anyway, so there's never been any worry of that.
And what about Francesco? What sort of a performance are you looking for as his trainer? What are you hoping that Tyson produces?
You'll have to wait and see and tune in on Saturday.
Let's
Dun, dun, dun.
more from Tyson in a moment. Let's just hear from Francesco. 33 years old, 35 wins, 4 defeats and 1 draw. And he's twice fought for a world title. He was stopped in 6 rounds by Vladimir Klitschko a few years back. He has actually fought over here in Ireland back in 2007 on the undercard of a Bernard Dunn fight down at the Point in Dublin. And so he knows about fighting over here. He's talking through a translator here. Can you ask Francesco what he hopes to produce on Saturday night? What sort of plan he has?
He's going to give his best, and he's looking forward to the fight. And it's an honor to him to box in front of such an audience. What
do you think of Tyson Fury as a boxer? Do you think he is the true heavyweight champion?
Ich hatte sehr, sehr viel von ihm. Ich habe mich auch als er gegen Vladimir gewonnen hat, sehr darüber gefreut. Und ja, ich hatte sehr viel von ihm. Also ich hatte sehr, sehr viel von ihm.
Okay, he has a high meaning of him, and he was very pleased of his victory about Klitschko, and yeah, he's got a high meaning of him.
So he rates him very highly.
Yes.
Tyson, have you had a chance to see a lot of this fella?
Yeah, I study my heavyweights, and I know he's fought some good men. He had a very good winning spree, 28-0 when he fought Klitschko. I'm not underestimating Francesco. I know he's a very big guy, big strong fella, and he knows if he wins this fight, then he could go on to fight Wilder instead of me. So it's all to play for. And in heavyweight boxing, you take your eye off the goal for 10 seconds, you're out there. So I know what to expect. I expect him to bring his best performance and his A game, and he's going to come and try and knock me out, because that's what they all try and do. But hopefully he won't be successful, and I'm going to put on a great show, entertain the fans, and have a great fight with Francesco.
What were your feelings when it became clear that if you get through this, you would have a chance to fight Deontay Wilder, and that fight seemingly is just about made?
I'm going to correct you there, John. if I come through this, Wilder has a chance to fight me for the lineal championship. Let's face it, he hasn't really fought anybody. He's had 40 fights, and it is what it is. But we're not here to talk about Wilder at all. Wilder may as well be a million years in the future. I've got to concentrate on this man in front of me, and I'm sure he wants to take my glory away from me and cash that check. I can't really do much more than I've already done. I've trained hard, I've ate right, slept right, been away for 10 weeks in a training camp, away from my family and friends and everybody else and whatever. Made all the right sacrifices. Training very hard in the gym. Sparring went really well. I had 4 or 5 sparring partners across, all southpaws. He is a man with a pair of boxing gloves on, so there's nothing much he can do that I don't already know. And if I do what I think I can do, then I'll impress and put on a good show and win the fight. And if I don't do what I think I can do, then I'll get chinned in about 10 seconds. And it'll be good night, Vienna. See you later, Tyson Fury. Hail Francesco Pianeta. And we don't want that. But that's the reality of boxing, isn't it, Frank?
It certainly is.
Well, I say you're looking ravishingly sharp today, Frank Warren. Nice tie.
Listen, don't let the boys know about it. That's a secret between me and you.
Southpaw, Tyson, what sort of a problem does that bring to you, if one at all?
Yeah, southpaw's a lot more awkward because there's a lot less of them in the divisions. You don't get to do much work with southpaws other than when you're fighting them. And it's been very hard getting sparring for southpaws because there's not a lot of southpaw heavyweights around the world. But there is one interesting fact that I have got. Every southpaw, amateur or professional I ever faced, are knocked out. So that's not a good statistic for Francesco. Not very good, but who knows? Saturday night might be different.
What does Francesco think of that? He's saying that every southpaw he's ever fought, he's knocked out.
Sorry, again?
What does Francesco, as a southpaw, think of that? He says that he's every southpaw he's ever fought, he has knocked out.
Das will ich großartiges sein. Ich werde Samstag mein Bestes geben und dann werden wir sehen, ob der schafft oder nicht.
Yes, he will give his best on Saturday, and we will see if it's going to happen again and if he can manage it again.
Tyson, open air in front of a massive crowd here in Belfast. What's your thoughts of generating this level of interest once again?
It's fantastic, I've been shown a lot of support. I only landed yesterday. I've done about 1 million photographs and autographs and whatever else. And the fans they've been great. I always said the Belfast fight fans are among the best fight fans in the world. Boxing on an outdoor stadium is something new for me. Although I did box in a football ground in Germany, it had the roof on it. So to box outside, it's a new experience. And, I'm always happy to take on new experiences and new challenges. It's going to be a good fight, I know Francesco's going to come at me, and when people come at me, I've got to, obviously they're there to be punched in the face, and I'm sure I've just got a funny feeling that he's going to come swinging, looking for big shots to try and knock me out. So it's going to be a fantastic fight.
How close do you feel now after the work you've put in and getting yourself back into shape? How close do you feel to being back to vintage Tyson Fury?
Well, I ask myself that question probably every day, and I come up with the same answer daily. The answer to that question is the old Tyson Fury is gone. The Tyson Fury from 3 years ago and beyond is finished. Because let's face it, we all move forward in life with age and experiences. And I'm not looking to dwell on the past. I'm looking to live for today and improve on who I am today, tomorrow. So the old Tyson Fury is gone, never to be seen again in history. The new Tyson Fury is here now. And my promise is I'll put on a good fight. And whether it's better or worse than the last Tyson Fury, well, who knows? We'll have to find out on Saturday. But I can say one thing, that Tyson Fury will never be seen ever again. But I do want to win a world title again, so I have to raise my game. After having 3 years out the ring nearly, and returning and ballooning from 28 stone to back down to 18.5 stone, it's a terrible, terrible battle, uphill battle, rather. To lose that weight is mentally and physically draining. To train non-stop for best part of 12 months and be in training camp after training camp after training camp for something that you did to yourself, you've got to have a want in the brain, haven't you? And I think I have got a bit of a want in the brain. That's why I'm a sick boxer. And that's why I win fights, because if I was sensible, I wouldn't be getting punched in the face for a living now, would I? Be a lawyer, and I'd be Frank's lawyer, wouldn't I, instead of his boxer?
Definitely. Meet my lawyer.
Yeah. But it's a long, hard battle, and it's been challenging. And I knew it'd be a long, hard battle on the way back. It always was going to be a long, hard battle for me. But the other good thing, with the want in the brain thing, is whatever I do it to the maximum. So if I'm training, I'll train like a lunatic. And if I'm not training, I won't train at all. So that's a good thing. And if I'm fighting, then I fight to the end until the job's done. So that's all I can say about me, what you don't already know. I grew a beard as well for this fight. And now I know that they're legal. I'm going to grow this beard till it hits my knees. Me and Ben have got a bit of a beard off going on. Ben had 4 weeks head start on me, but I think I'm catching him up.
He's lying again.
How much does that ambition to win a world title again, how much does that burn within you now, Tyson? I mean, is that perhaps more now than ever before?
No, not really. To be a two-time heavyweight champion is all right, but it's not great, because there's been plenty of two-time heavyweight champions. To be a three-time heavyweight champion of the world has been done before. So I think I'm going to set a precedent at a five-time heavyweight champion of the world without losing a fight. That's my goal. Two-time heavyweight champion's been done by everybody. But to be a 4 or 5-time heavyweight champion ain't been done that much. So I always aim for the stars and set big targets. So that's what the target is, to win it, retire again, balloon up, have another 3 year out the ring, go and sow my royal oats, as they say, and then come back again after 3 more years and whoop their asses again. Who knows? But then again, he might just chin me on Saturday night and that'll be it. Goodbye forever. Who knows? That's why boxing's an exciting game. And heavyweights.
If he does chin you on Saturday night, are you really in the back of your mind thinking, if that were to happen, goodbye everybody?
If he chins me, I'll crawl across the ring on my knees and kiss his 2 feet. Because he's obviously a better man than me, and a better man than I've ever been. Listen, I don't make excuses. If I can beat Francesco Pianeta, I'll beat another boxer. Big deal. But if he beats me, he's going on to something very big. It's life-changing for him. And if I can't beat Francesco Pianeta, then I'm going nowhere, because it's not a world title fight, we know that. It's a comeback fight. Francesco Pianeta is a very dangerous opponent, but me, being in my mind, I think I'm the greatest heavyweight that's ever been born, so I should handle Francesco Pianeta. And whoever else, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, whoever else, all the bums out there. To me, they're only bums anyway. They're all bums. So if I can't beat him, I'm not going to beat the rest of them. And that's what it is. I'm going to go out there and smash him to pieces, make Italian sausage out of him, and that's it. Spicy meatballs. I'm going to kick his ass, Seabass! Listen, if he can beat me, he ain't going to beat me. I'm not even going to say if. I'm going to give him the best hiding he's ever had. We're going back to Germany, smashed to pieces. I'll kiss him better than after the fight, because I'm good at that, ain't I, Ben? Wow. It's going to be a good fight. I can't really wait. There's not much more than I can say that I'm going to give him a good hiding, send him packing like the rest of them, and there'll be 27 I've sent packing then. And then we're on to the big ones, and then that's it really. Send them packing, and then what happens next? I don't know. Tyson Fury goes and gets drunk for 3 or 4 years maybe. And that's it. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds.
Frank, you've been obviously promoting for many a year now. This is an incredibly exciting time for heavyweight boxing.
It is, certainly this side of the pond, there's no doubt about it. We've got some really good British fighters out there who are fantastic, in fantastic position and obviously holding titles. But Tyson, doesn't matter what anybody says, until they beat him, they can't be the world champion. He is the lineal world champion. He didn't pick the belts up from a dustbin. He went to Germany and he beat the guy who was the man who reigned for, was it 10 years or whatever it was? He went out there and took him to school and won that fight. and we all know the story of why he vacated the belts. But the fact of the matter is, as far as I'm concerned, till you beat the man who beat the man, you can't be considered world champion. And people duck him. And, Deontay Wilder's coming over, and he's coming over here for a reason, because he wants to fight. And you've got to take your hat off to him that he wants to fight Tyson. That's where he's at. He wants to fight. So, this guy's in the way. As I was saying to Tyson earlier, it's like having a bet, having an accumulator. I've had a 7-horse accumulator, and I've got 6 winners, and I've got one waiting for one on Saturday to come through. So it's either going to be a big win, or it's all going to be torn up, that betting slipped and gone. And that's what this is. This is how important this fight is. It's not just about warm-up fights and whatever. This is a fight that Tyson can come out, do the business, and then I know we can deliver what he craves for and what he wants, which is getting his belts back.
How much are you enjoying working with this fella? Because, in a lot of ways, he's a one-off, isn't he?
There's no doubt about it. They broke that cast. There's no doubt about it. I love working with him because it's fun. And that's what boxing should be about. It's about fun, as much as it's a serious sport, but you want to have your press conferences like today. Everybody's sitting here, they're all and standing. I hope they're all enjoying what they're hearing. Tyson's a one-off character. He brings everything that you want about boxing to the people. And that's why, we've got a great main event here, Cole Frampton, Luke Jackson. We've got Paddy Barnes fighting Rosales. Really, 2 really good title fights on there, world title fights, and a special attraction with Tyson. So we've got great nights for the fans, and you're seeing the guy who's on the quest, the unbeaten world champion who's on the quest to get the belts back that were never taken from him in the ring.
And in your mind, you are the true champion, Tyson.
Yeah, but may I highlight this? A little bit of heavyweight knowledge facts. Lineal champions from the past returning after long periods of time, 98% of them were unsuccessful in their title challenges. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Well, you do now. Listen, it's going to be a long, hard road, and Pianeta is another step along the right direction, but by no foregone conclusion am I going to win every belt nice and easy. Or so the history books say, but I have got a terrible habit of breaking moulds and doing what the people want to hear and say and all that stuff. So hopefully I can be one of those 2% to go back and win them all back. But it's very easy to do, to win all the belts back. I've only got to beat 2 bums, basically. Wilder and Joshua, and then that's it, really. And they both haven't got a boxing brain cell between them. So it shouldn't be too hard for a great boxer like myself. But then again, who knows? It's one of them, isn't it? But all I know is he's in my way. Mission, seek and destroy on Saturday night. Get him out of there nice and quick so he can go home. And then we'll see what Mr. Wilder has to say in the ring.
Before we get some questions from the guys here as well, just one word about fighting back here in Ireland, because you're of Irish ancestry. Here's one for you. I think the last fighter of Irish background who was the world heavyweight champion was James Braddock back in 1935 when he beat Max Baer. I wasn't there before you say it. But fighting here in
Are you sure you wasn't there?
fighting here in front of an Irish public, you must be proud of that.
Listen, I've been back here a few times, and I fought, I think 4 or 5. I think this is my 5th fight here. Yeah, so it's good to be back, I feel very welcomed over here, and I'm just going to put on a good fight. I can't really say much more than that. There's going to be action. He's going to throw some bombs. I'm going to throw some bombs back at him. I know Ben don't want to wear this, but whoever lands first will win then, won't they? Simple, but Ben don't want to wear that, Ben, do you? Ben wants me to just do my thing and me win, but I like to give people a chance sometimes, so I'll be hanging my chin out there to get left hooked on a few times, and if he can take it, then good luck to him, but if he can't, I'll make him pay hard and harshly. And that's it, really. There's not much more we can say. Should we do a massive face-off and punch each other in the face, Francesco? For the fans, get it all going? I don't know.
We'll have a massive face-off in a moment, but let's just...
Start throwing chairs and stuff. That'd be all right, David, wouldn't it?
Let's open it up to you guys who've come along from the media to be here and hear what's going on. Let's have some questions from the floor for everybody up here. David, kick it off.
The difference is I've got a beard now, David. And I'm a little bit balder than I was back then. But the difference is now I'm still in the same place because I was hungry then to win a world championship, and I'm very hungry now. Not hungry as if to hold another belt, because I've got plenty of them at home, but it's like when people don't think I can do it, then I rise to the challenge. I need a challenger. I need a dance partner, basically. So whoever people think can beat me, they're the ones who I want to fight, and that's the ones who I always rise to the occasion. And that's what it's like with me. I can fight a journeyman and have a tough fight, and then fight someone who's very good and beat him. So it's like that. I rise to each opponent's level, sort of, just above them, do enough to win, sort of thing. So I need good challenges, and that's why I'm in the same. Although that person's gone, I'm very, very hungry to be the best again, the best I can be. For whatever reason, I'm not sure, but who knows.
And in terms of actually being in the ring and fighting, you feel you can actually be a better fighter than the one.
Yeah, I'll be better this time because it's got more pain in it. And I've had more experience, and I know good from bad this time. Where before, my life went quite smoothly, actually. Everything I wanted, I got, and I wanted to be where I was, and I ended up there. I never really knew any heartache or any sadness, and I didn't know what I had that was good until it's gone. It's typical, isn't it? You don't know how good you've got it until you haven't got it anymore. I suppose I want to get back to that point where there is no other challenges. I know there'll always be somebody who they think can beat me, but it's up to me to prove that they can't. And all the great champions had plenty of title defences and all that sort of stuff, so it's the gauntlet's been laid down, the challenge is there to beat and to equal or whatever turns you on, really. I don't know. It's 1 minute I want to have 35 title defences, next minute I want to smash Wilder's face in, 1 minute I just want to box 2 people. Everything changes by the day, really, my outlook on it all. So who knows, I might retire after Francesco Pianeta. You just don't know with me, dear. That's why I'm very unpredictable, because you can't predict what's going to happen. And that's the difference, really. Still the same OG.
Frank, it seems so easy for you to get the deal done with Wilder. I assume it is very, very close. Why did you feel that the Joshua fight with Wilder didn't happen? You really obviously believe it did.
I mean, I've said it a few times. Fights happen for reasons, 2 reasons, and they don't happen for 2 reasons. 1, the money's got to be right, and 2, you either fancy the fight or you don't. Wilder, Tyson, the money's okay, and they both want the fight. Joshua, somebody didn't want the fight. Wilder wanted it. They made a huge offer. I think it's been well reported, and I see the thing that they put together for him.
Did you actually see this, Frank?
Yes.
Because you're not the promoter of that boxer, are you?
No.
So did you actually see it?
You sound like Tony Bellin.
Oh, yes, I do, so I better shut up. Mind me on business.
Yes. I know, mind your own. I'm sure Shelley Fink will be over here and he'll tell you yourself, when they were putting the bid together to the offer to Joshua, I helped him with it in some of the matters of what they were looking for, what BT would put in, would BT be interested in buying the fight? Because remember, they were buying the rights to promote the fight, and BT were very interested in broadcasting it. It wasn't about being on Sky for them, it was about who came up with the most money, so we were talking. But the bottom line of it all is that he was offered $50 million guarantee, and if he lost the fight, a rematch with a guarantee of $30 million. That was the bottom line. Could have been more than that. So for me, the money's right. That's huge money. I can't see it, boxers walking away from a guarantee of $80 million minimum. So the only answer, the reason the fight didn't happen is they don't fancy it. So who doesn't fancy it? I don't know where it's the promoter doesn't fancy it. I know the trainer don't fancy it. He never makes any comment on it. But I know that Robert McCracken doesn't fancy that fight. And that's where it's at. So, but you know what? That fight's gone. We talk about it till the cows come home. In the meantime, Anthony Joshua is fighting Povetkin, who had a real tough fight with, what's his name? David Price. A very tough fight with David Price, I think tells you where they're at with that. And Tyson's got to get this one out of the way. It's no foregone conclusion. He gets this out of the way, and that fight's happening. And, Wilder against Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, it's the biggest fight out there. You tell me another bigger fight that's taking place. This fight's going to happen. It will happen provided it comes through. You tell me something that's not bigger than that. Huge fight. It's a big fight because these guys want to see who's the best. And the winner of that fight, if it happens, the winner of that fight will be the best heavyweight in the world. They won't be going with begging bowls to Anthony Joshua. They will be the number one. The fans will know it, and they're the people who matter. The fans will know who were the two guys who stepped up to the plate, who are the two guys who are getting in the ring to prove they're the best, who got the balls to do it. And the winner of that
Oh, we
fight...
said no swearing, Frank.
Do it's not swearing.
No, but balls is, isn't it?
As in footballs. Right.
Tyson, sorry, if you get it done Saturday night and Wilder is ringside, what will your message be to Wilder?
Big right hand on the jaw. Take that, Slink. Get up! Listen, you can't count your eggs before they
That's
hatch.
exactly right, yeah.
And I'm not focusing on Wilder or anybody else. All I care about is Pianeta. That's it. All them other fights, they're not happening, in my opinion.
Until this one.
Where I'm thinking process is, I'm only fighting this man in front of me. That's it. I can only fight one man at a time. Can't fight an army at once. And that's what it is. I'm focusing on him, nobody else. I don't care about Wilder, anybody else who's going to be there. They're not none of my concern. Only concern is this fella. Yeah, what do you want? You decide. Yeah, you can have it. If that's what you want, you got it. Should we do it now? Is everyone going to join in? Are we going to join in?
Get Tim
2,
going.
3, 4.
Tim, you going to join in? Ready? Sweet Caroline, oh, 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 good times never. You're not even singing. Come on. There's loads of people in here, can't hear you. Oh, oh, oh. Tiffany, are you singing? Frank, was you singing?
Of course I was.
Right. Continuing. Any more questions from the floor?
Any more? Questions? Now's your opportunity. Anything
Anybody?
from
Nothing?
Are we all good?
No? Anybody?
Here we are, back here, yeah.
Aye. Pianeta. Because the Pianeta's turned up here to fight. Where AJ, he's a bum. And he wouldn't even fight me. I offered to fight him in my first combat fight and they shit themselves. And they didn't want it. At least Pianeta's come here to fight the Gypsy King. But these other bums have just talked so far. This man's landed. He's here face to face. He's here to look me in the eye. Well, the other bums just talk about it on social media. And that's it. Is there any more? Is there no one else?
Are we all done?
Is that it? Who? I'll let him decide that in a minute. Whatever he says, he will get.